Good afternoon. My name is Tony Pagliocco and I'm running for National President of Omega Delta Phi. This is episode 8 in my campaign video series. The purpose of these videos are so that I can answer questions from brothers regarding my campaign platform and also speak on challenges that Omega Delta Phi is currently facing on a national level and how we can provide solutions to them. Today's question is from Richard Villarreal, aka Richard from Delta. And Richard asks, will establishing a graduate intake process for our organization be included in your national expansion strategy for the near future? I think this is a great question because by allowing graduate intake at the chapter level, we bring new opportunities and resources for our active chapters to consume and benefit from. Now, for any of our entities, this would allow them the ability to reap the benefits of graduate intake because it allows for a wider base to recruit from instead of just undergrads. This is something that would be extremely beneficial for new entities or chapters that are experiencing issues with membership numbers. This is important because one of our challenges right now with expansion isn't finding more schools. We're handling that extremely well. But instead it's with making sure our new entities are prepared and capable to handle the challenge of self-sustainability once they complete the new entity process. If you were to look at a lot of our new entities, you will see that in some cases, after the first year or two, there are issues with membership numbers, there are issues with process, there's issues with keeping that fire going once it's time to get down to business. Now that's very common when you have an organization that grows at the rate that we are, but just putting a Band-Aid on it isn't going to fix it. There needs to be other resources and other avenues for us to help these entities become more self-sustainable. Now, in talking about graduate intake, and there was a big conversation going on the alumni Facebook group, and one of my fellow candidates, was talking about at the current situation right now is that the BOD has decided that this is the NAA's project to take the lead on, National Alumni Association. And when he expands a little more, he says that if he was elected president, he would push for more active collaboration, support, and resources with the National Alumni Association. And as far as his proposed plan, he would love to share that in a debate. That's where I think we tend to differ in terms of communicating our platforms out to the brothers. I'm not willing to wait for a debate to tell you what's on my mind. I think now is the time we should talk about these important issues. Now is the time where we should be sharing ideas. This is supposed to be for the betterment of the brotherhood. And so I want to make sure that when I'm shooting these videos for you, I want to make sure that I'm being transparent, I'm being clear, and I'm making sure that you're understanding that these are important issues that need to be discussed now and not just saved for a debate. Now, when we talk about solutions to problems, we tend to overthink them at a national level. And in this case, keeping it simple may be our best avenue for success. I understand that it's critical that the NEC, the NAA, and the BOD all be on the same page, but my proposed framework could be a win-win for all. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be modified or there could be discussion on certain points of it, but I think it's a good skeleton framework for us to be able to begin the graduate intake process and then version it over time as we see what changes we need to make that best benefit us. Now, this is a problem that's been tackled by many other organizations, and we should not have to overthink the issue and instead look to learn from others who've already done this. So when we talk about graduate intake, I believe that there's 4 main requirements that need to be met. They have to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited university. They should have some number, whether it's 1, 2, 3, recommendation letters from brothers at the chapter they're trying to join. They should have 1 sponsor from that chapter, and then also have a history of verified service and leadership. For us to open the doors for a new vertical brother to come into our brotherhood, these people need to understand what they're getting into, what responsibilities come with being a brother of Omega Delta Phi, and what obligations they have to provide if they were to become a brother as well. So overall, I think that graduate intake is a great opportunity for us to be able to expand our membership base, but also at the same time, we'd be recruiting from a pool of men that have a different set of life experiences. They're in a different place right now when it comes to their academic and business career. This is knowledge that can be transferred to our undergrads and be shared across many different types of brothers, and also allow for that information when you have brothers that are going to be graduating soon. These graduate intake brothers would be able to, share experiences, be able to share ideas, solutions, and help those brothers get into the business world and become successful. So all in all, I feel that graduate intake is a positive thing. I would love to make it work, and I would definitely support working with the NAA and the BOD to make this something that we would implement rather quickly. Again, the problems that can be solved simply should be implemented quickly. It is the solutions that are going to be larger scale, of larger scale and more change. Those are the ones that we need to think through and elaborate to make sure that we're going to cover all of our bases, handle it in a very iterative, very focused way, and also make sure that we have the resources to handle those situations. So thank you, Richard, for your question today. For everyone else, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please visit my website, tonyp2015.com. On the website, we have a plethora of biographical information. We have our event calendar, and we also have ways that you can get involved with the campaign if you so choose. I'd like to thank you all for your support and your questions so far. They've been extremely helpful, and they've been also very valuable as I use these questions to be able to communicate how I feel about our brotherhood and how I feel about the future of our brotherhood. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you once again. Goodbye.